Sony A6300, the A6300's best-in-class image is marred by annoying operation. The Sony A6300 experience, as with many of its A-series interchangeable lens camera (ILC) models, feels like soaring through the sky 1 minute only to smack into a window the next. It flies with a beefed-up autofocus system, excellent 4K video, with supporting features, and improved low-light photo quality over the A6000's already great images. Combined with the usual advantages of an ILC, smaller body and lenses, better photo preview and more streamlined video shooting, there's a lot to appeal to enthusiasts who might otherwise buy a fast general-purpose DSLR. It's priced at $1,000, £1,000, 1,700 Australian dollars, for the body, and $1,150, 1,100 pounds, for a kit with the 16 to 50mm f3.55.6 power zoom lens. There doesn't seem to be any official kit pricing in Australia, but I've seen it for 1,800 Australian dollars. That kit lens is one of my least favorites, though. It feels cheap, slows camera startup a lot, and the inexpensive power zooms generally have worse quality than their manual counterparts. It seems a waste for this camera. It really is a moving target, but for now the A6300 seems to have the best photo quality in its price class, most accurate automatic white balance, with nicely rendered detail, decent tonal range and above-average noise profile even with the default creative style setting. It pushes the contrast a little, but doesn't mess with the actual hues. It's not a huge lead, though. For example, you won't see much difference from the much cheaper A6000 in the JPEGs until you hit about ISO 6400, below that, they're practically identical. The A6300's JPEGs are only really clean through ISO 800, you can push it through ISO 3200 by shooting RAW to avoid the aggressive noise reduction and to expand the shadow areas that get clipped. As you'd expect from Sony, the 4K video is quite good, sharp, with an excellent noise profile and well-preserved tonal range in low light. Highlights will blow out with the default settings, though, as with many cameras. For the most part, the A6300 performs almost identically to the A6000, that shouldn't have surprised me, but it did. I retested the A6000 with our current setup for the purposes of comparison, that's both good and bad. At most operations it's fast, at least as fast as good performers in its class at single and two sequential shot focusing and shooting under most conditions. Though my tests indicate it's reasonably speedy in dim light, I frequently experienced slow focus or complete inability to focus in low light situations that usually aren't a problem for DSLRs I shoot with. And that's with a better than kit lens, in this case the Vario Tessar TE 16 to 70mm f4.0ss. Its continuous shooting speed varies widely. Under our test conditions, the A6300 hit its rated spec of 11 FPS for 54 shots when it's configured like at the A6000. The A6300 has a higher quality JPEG option, extra fine, and we perform our tests with the highest available JPEG quality, even if it's not the default. With all the useful settings, JPEG extra fine, 1/500 shutter speed, high speed burst, focus priority, rather than the default release priority, selected, and Sony's version of continuous autofocus tracking and auto exposure, the camera's continuous shooting performance ranges from 6.5 FPS to 8.3 FPS, for about 46 shots. I used the average of the most frequently occurring range of values for my chart. In RAW, shooting slows at about 24 shots, and performance ranges from 8.5 FPS in high-speed burst to 9.5 FPS for high plus. Autofocus accuracy during continuous shooting is better than before, but ultimately just brings it into parity with cameras like the Nikon D7200 and Canon EOS 80D. You'll find that many of the not quite in focus ones are perfectly suitable for posting at less than full size. And, as with all the Sony Alpha models, you really need to carry a spare battery.